Hello, my name is Tom Psillas with RecCrow.com. Lead generation companies are scamming you. Check this out. Here's what's going on. Okay, I've been watching this for years, and even today, lead generation is kind of the old-fashioned way of getting customers for your business. If you have to generate leads, if you have to buy leads from lead generation companies, you're really not running your business correctly. Okay, you need to have a source of business, and like I've said in a couple of my other videos, there's nothing better than word of mouth. And I hate to say that, especially when you're starting out, because that's harder because you know, it's just very difficult to get business without having word of mouth. I mean, it's just that's like your number one way to get customers. Any other way is gonna the next best way is to advertise, obviously, like using Google ads or Taboola ads. There's a bunch of companies, and of course, on Facebook you can do Facebook ads. They're cheaper than Google. Okay, yeah, the customer, you're catching the customers kind of off guard. They'll be browsing, but if they bump into something, oh yeah, I gotta fix that. I gotta mount that television I just bought last week, or I gotta put those pictures on the wall. My wife's been bugging me. Those are the kind of things that we do. WetCrow has predetermined services that we do. That could be 5 pictures, 10 pictures, whatever the case would be. We have like predefined services. Here's what we do for this much money, and a customer bumps into that, and they see that, they come on the website, they see what we have, and then they order the service. Say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and order it. And since the wife says, since my husband won't do it, I'm gonna pay for it out of my money, and I'm gonna have all the pictures put on the wall this week and surprise them. That's what happens, and that's where Facebook comes in. You're randomly doing something, you're browsing, talking to friends, and all of a sudden you see one of our ads, and you do the service, which we do advertise. We do that. That's not a bad way. Now of course if you're only doing plumbing, it's a little bit harder. But if you're a handyman, it's a little bit easier because you could advertise we do these 10 services. Okay, you mention it, and then the lady hears it. She hears the ad. She sees here's what the service. Let me call him up and see what he'll do for us. That can happen. Okay, so that's why, like I said, that's your second best way other than word of mouth. When the word of mouth is the best. A friend calls you, oh, you need a good handyman to do that? Yeah, you could. My guy does a very good job. I've had him do 3 jobs for me. He's done an excellent job. That's your best advertising. Okay? So don't get scammed anymore. Let's stop the scamming. Let's stop using lead generation companies. Let's put them out of business because they're scamming you. They really. And the thing I want to mention is most of these companies, what they do, the lead generation companies, they take that, you fill out a form, you think you're going to get a quote from XYZ, all of a sudden you get 40 calls for the next month, and because they're selling that lead 20 times. These companies are making $2,000 off of you for a $200 thing that you need done. Okay, they're making $2,000. They're the ones making the money, not you, and that's wrong. So remember that when you're buying leads, this is what's happening. They're selling your lead to 20 other handymen like yourself. Okay, so stop doing that. Stop buying leads. Let's stop the scamming. Okay, because you're the victim, and I hate when that happens. So anyway, yeah, on our site, what I want to mention, if you go to wetcrow.com, we have all the services predetermined. Here's what we do for X amount. Okay, now you could charge whatever you like. If you want to charge more, you could charge less, depending on your market. But putting that aside, the beauty of using WetCrow is that the customer comes on there late at night. They see what we do for the certain amount of money. They say, okay, that's fair. That's a fair price. They book it. They pick a selection of appointments that we have. We show like 4 or 5 appointments slots. They grab one. They select it. They pay the price. They choose it. They pay the money, and they book it, and they're done. And they know that somebody's going to come out on the appointment date and time. Okay, so this is how you do it. That's the way that most people now like it. They don't have time to mess around and have people calling them. They know with us that they're going to get no call except to confirm the appointment from the handyman like yourself. You're going to call them, say, "Oh, this is me. I'm coming out at 2 o'clock on Tuesday. Just want to make sure that that you're all set. Make sure you have the product there, or if you want us to pick it up from wherever it's at, let us know. We'll go pick it up. We'll pick it up on the way over to your project. It'll cost you $75 more. You can add that to your product, or we can, when you put that in there, we'll pick it up for you. We'll pick that item out. Okay, you'll put it in the description of what needs to be done. Okay, that's it. It's very simple. Don't get scammed. Stop it. All right. Thanks. Have a good day.